Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to this week's edition of Stop, Look, and Listen. I'm your host, LaTroy Gardner. This week, we have somebody from my stomping grounds, from the 843, from Beaufort, South Carolina. We got the CEO of CD3 Innovations, Brother Antwain Daniels.
Thank you.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show, Antwain.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, no problem. So Antwain is doing some amazing things. He has a new business called CD3 Innovations, which we will touch on momentarily. But first, just speak on, life growing up in our hometown of Beaufort, South Carolina.
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot of fun, man. Growing up in the country, we had, the ability to really just kind of grow up, right? We did things without a lot of supervision. Our parents kind of trusted us to not get in too much trouble.
Right.
And then I grew up, with my dad having a store and everything there. So, we could eat as much snacks as we wanted. Everyone came to visit. We always had family, friends at the house. Everyone knew my family, or for the most part, my dad and mom. So yeah, it was a good time, childhood growing up and in the country, and growing up Geechee, Gullah,
Yeah, the mosquitoes tearing you up.
Yeah. I didn't realize how bad mosquitoes were until I left and then came back home.
Yeah.
I think we kind of get immune to mosquitoes when we are living there, and then we leave and come back home. It's like, man, it's pretty bad down here.
They welcome us with open arms,
Right. Yeah. Big ones too.
Yes, indeed. So, as Antwain said, like his family is, very notable individuals in the Beaufort community. I graduated with his brother Willis, aka Butch,
Yeah.
and then his cousins Gerald and Jarrell. Then I'm also cool with Jamil. So shouts to all of the Daniels clan.
Yeah.
His mother. Let's talk about your mother. Your mother, the
Bloomberg.
songbird,
Yeah.
Mildred Daniels. Just talk about her accolades.
Yeah. So my mom's I would say world-class international gospel singer. My mom has been on the likes of BET with Bobby Jones. My mom traveled to Italy probably the last 20 something years. My mom's been traveling to Italy every holiday around Christmas to sing over there. So a lot of times I would miss my mom during Christmas because she would be over there traveling. Um, but yeah, my mom's had a few albums come out. The Storm is Over. It's probably the biggest one that everyone knows. It's probably her biggest single from her last album that everyone just loves. It plays on the radio. You can catch it, especially back home. You can catch it every now and then. But yeah, my mom's a musician. She sings. She does it all.
So that singing gene, did it sprinkle down to you any?
Yeah, sort of. When we were back home, I did a couple talent shows, won a few talent shows. So I used to really love to sing at one point, but I don't anymore. But I definitely did when we were in high school.
Right. So you spoke earlier about the family store. So like I would always remember your brother Willis, talking about having to sell fruits and vegetables like on the weekends. And
Yeah,
I have a similar situation where my grandfather would also sell produce, and I would help him. Even to this
right,
day, like when I'm heading home, that's my first stop is on the corner in St. Helena Island to help my grandfather
right. Yeah.
sell fruits and vegetables. So just talk about that experience and how it sort of birthed your hustler's ambition.
Yeah, I think seeing my dad's hustle, my dad's ambition as an entrepreneur, really probably uh, added to the trajectory of where I am now, right? So my
Hmm.
dad had a produce business, right? But that was one of them. My dad had a convenience store. He had a tire shop on the side. And he also sold life insurance. My
Right.
dad did anything there was. I mean, my dad did everything. He's like the ultimate salesman, right? So that's where I learned a lot of being an entrepreneur, working hard. I mean, my dad would work all day, go to a concert, play for my mom, close down the store, wake up 3, 4 in the morning, get the produce ready, get the trailers out because he had like five of them, some in Grace Hill, some in Burton, some in Dale, some in Lopico, everywhere. So he had to set all those things up every morning. And that what I got the opportunity to grow up with, right? Watching him sort of hustle and provide for his family. So that's a big part of my dad. Definitely watching him played a big part of sort of helping me to understand what it takes to be successful.
Exactly. So you ended up graduating from Battery Creek High School, and you attended Benedict College in Columbia, South Carolina.
Yeah,
Speak on your HBCU experience.
HBCU, man. Yeah, I mean, I had a wonderful time at Benedict. I would say, I was raised in Beaufort, but Benedict actually grew me as an adult, right? It
Hmm.
was the first time growing up from the country, small town, had a lot of fun, but this was really my first time being independent and being somewhere with so many different people. I remember my first roommate was from New York, and I didn't even realize that I had an accent until I went to college. My roommate told me I had an accent. I mean, he didn't know he had an accent, right? But I
Right.
really had an accent. The things we say, that are considered geeky, right? Is just
Hmm.
not. Everyone's not accustomed to the words we use, the way our swag, our twang, or I call it slangwich, that we use.
Right.
So I mean, Benedict really like put me out there and said, "Hey, you have to figure it out." I had to figure out for the first time. Nope. My parents, my dad's not there to save me. My mom's not there. But thankfully, my older sister Ty, she lived there already. So I
Uh
did
huh.
have someone, and then my older brother Butch, who you mentioned early on, we both went to Benedict. So I at least had someone familiar around me. But I mean, Benedict really like pushed us to be who you are. You had to grow up fast and you had to figure it out. So yeah, I really really enjoyed my time at Benedict, just making me become more aware of being sort of in that utopia of black successful people all over the place. Not all, I don't want to make it seem like everything was cookies and cream, but definitely had a lot of fun too at Benedict.
Right. So so what did you major in, or and is it related at all to where Antwain Daniels is now?
Yeah, it definitely is. So I graduated with a degree in computer science.
Okay.
I graduated with a degree in computer science. I wasn't sure exactly what I wanted to do. I actually didn't even intend on going to college, to be honest. It was sort of a way to get out of Beaufort.
Same
You
here.
know, as a lot of us, um, one of the recruiters happened to come to Battery Creek, and out of all the recruiters that was there, um, he was the most polite. He was the most willing to say, "Hey, I can help you get into college." And I said, "Oh, it's not possible." But it was senior day, so we all got to go out for like an hour. And I figured, in class or go out here and fill out some applications. So I filled them out, and what do you know? I got accepted. So that's why I really went to Benedict. And then I didn't know. They said, "All right, what do you want to major in?" And I didn't even know what to major in. I just started to think like, what is it something I like? And before I went to college, I watched the movie with Will Smith, Enemy of the State, where
Right.
he had the guy doing all the computer stuff and hacking in the systems. And I was like, man, that's really cool. If I can learn how to do that, that might be a cool career to have. So I saw computer science on it, and I was like, all right, well, maybe I'll just graduate with a degree in computer science. No one told me how much math and how hard it was, but I figured, hey, let's try it. Why not?
Okay. Well, then, while we're talking about that, just speak on the growing landscape of minorities in the tech industry.
Yeah, I mean, it's I'll be honest, man. The tech industry is growing quite a bit, but as far as minority, we're probably a small portion of the tech industry, and that's everything from the items that are sold, the programs, the systems, the funding. There's a small group of minorities that do really well, but I just don't think STEM is something that we are sort of focused on or told that could, it could be something that we could be successful at early on. So we don't go to technology too often like other groups may, but when I go to any of these meetings or meetups with other technology groups, sometimes I'm like the only Black person there. A lot of the times, and it's been that way throughout my entire career, right? Since I graduated from college, leaving Wakanda, all Black,
Mm-hmm.
at HBCU, and then going into corporate America, it was a real, change for me. But yeah, I didn't see a lot of, I still don't see a lot of minorities in the tech space, but it's getting bigger, right? We have so many opportunities now with everything that's happened with COVID. It kind of forced everyone to go online. I think a lot of people are trying to find their niche when it comes to whatever it is you do. But I'm starting to see more and more people drive towards technology, especially our group. Definitely doing more technology work.
Okay. So, like, is there more of a push by these corporations to reach out to minorities in order to um, build up their skill set and interest in tech?
Yeah, I think there is, right? I think there's a few things happening, right? I think there are companies that are starting to realize how much we as minorities can help companies, right, in a greater way. The ideas
Hmm.
we have, the creativity that we have. We all know that we create the majority of what happens. Someone may take it and make it theirs, but it comes from us. And I think a lot of companies are starting to realize that. You'll see a lot of companies now that have a D&I or diversity and inclusion department specifically recruiting at HBCUs now. Whereas when you and I went to college, they didn't, Microsoft and Google and different places like that didn't necessarily sought after us in those schools. Or even in another school, but now that's starting to take a change. It's starting to turn a little bit. You see a lot of folks, or in LinkedIn, I'll get emails and recruiters in my inbox. Hey, you interested in working over here? Whereas before in my career, that didn't happen in the tech space as often. Maybe in finance, but not in technology. But now you're starting to see way more businesses hire women and African Americans. So I love it. I mean, why not?
Hmm. Um, I used to, while I was still at Winthrop University, me and Roger Coakley, also from back home, we would
Yeah,
just see you pop up, and we're like, Antoine didn't attend Winthrop. Like, what is he doing around here?
right. Yeah,
But then I would also see you, as we see in the background, Alpha Phi Alpha. You would be wearing your paraphernalia.
right.
So just talk about what brought you to Rock Hill. I know the answer already, but what brought you to
Right.
Rock
Yeah.
Hill?
So a few things happened, right? When I attended Benedict, Winthrop was a school to go to have fun, right? It's a lot. Winthrop had a lot of parties, especially when I pledged. The bros were always, nice to us at Winthrop. Shout out to Zi-Fi. We always, Gamma Pi, my chapter, we always communicated pretty closely with the bros there, and
Hmm.
um, Jamal Smalls, who's from Grace Hill, went to Winthrop. He
Right.
plays as well. He's an alpha. We still kept in contact. So once I knew he was here, we caught up pretty early on in my collegiate years, and my wife. So my wife went to Winthrop. So I had to travel to Winthrop pretty often to come see her, or she's would be at Benedict. So I came to that's what settled me actually in Rock Hill. My wife went here, she started working here, and I said, well, Rock Hill's cool. Charlotte's right there, just in case, there's a lot of big opportunities in Charlotte. Why not go up to Rock Hill? Stayed at Winthrop pretty often, to the point where I was someone bought one of my products and shouted me out and she said, "Hey, Winthrop alumni made this. Y'all go get it." And I'm like, "No, love Winthrop and everything, but I didn't graduate or go there at all. But I was there so often. I think a lot of people assume that I was, that I went there.
Yeah, you was taking advantage of that 8-to-1 ratio that we're
Yeah,
known for.
right. Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Full disclaimer: early on, not
Yeah.
after I met my wife.
Okay. Okay. Cool. So, all right. So let's get into CD3 Innovations. Just talk about the path you took towards starting the company.
Yeah, so CD3 Innovations was birthed out of I think the desire to create something that I can call my own, right? A legacy. I think I always preach to my kids, like my dad said, um, which was to build something, right? Work for
Hmm.
yourself. Don't work for anyone. But for a long time, I couldn't decide what it is I wanted to build to call my own, right? I know some people, I know my brother, if you could pay him what he makes now to just do music all day, he would do that, right? That's how much he loves music. I know my mom, if she could just sing all day and did nothing else, she would do. I didn't have that thing that I could say for sure that I would love doing all day, every day.
Hmm.
So I just started to think, I started to piece together the things that I did like to do during my professional career and personal time that would make sense, that something I could have fun with and get around, something that I could possibly give to my kids one day. So that's when I started to think, all right, I'm in product management now. That's what I do for a living, and I love product management. I love to build things from the ground up or take something and improve it. Um, and I like to make sure it's something that everyone will use or possibly use. Whatever that particular software is. I've helped to build software for financial companies, things of that nature. So I said, hey, I'm working hard every day, night, sometimes weekends, traveling. I'm showing everyone how to use these products, these processes or software. And why don't I create a company where I can do that for myself, and it'll also be something that I can give to my kids. So that's the genesis of CD3 Innovations. That's how it came about. And then obviously, you have to think of a name, like what would be a nice name to have, something with some meaning. And this was a process we took through the whole family, right? We pretty much said, hey, this is a family owned company. We have to vote. The majority vote would be what the names are, what the colors are, what we do, what we sell, things of that nature. So that's how CD3 came up. And my boys, I have three boys. Um, all first name starts with a C. All of our last name starts with a D. So, wrong side. So you can see it's CD3 Innovations. So my boys are Caleb, Camden, and Chance Daniels, and there's three of them. So that's really how the name came about, and the whole idea of creating something that we can feel happy about. Like, hey, this is our company. So that's where it started.
All right. Well, just now speak on the next step, and that's getting CD3 off the ground and like pitching your idea and getting investors interested.
Yeah, so that's been a challenge, to be honest. Just because I don't initially I didn't know what I was doing. Right, I had this great idea. I had a savings, so I didn't necessarily need a lot of funding, but I wanted to create something strategically that wouldn't. I always say I'm not going to have that story that you hear some guys have. Hey, I slept on the couch. I couch surfed, and then I built this, and I was broke for 2 years. I'm not going to have that story, right? I have a family. I have three kids, a wife. I, I needed to be strategic. So what I
Mhm.
did was start to think of things that would be creative, that I can build, that I would like. So what I used was I just started to research. Like Google Analytics gives a lot of information on what people are buying, what people are drawn to now. So the idea probably started in 2019, just before the pandemic, right? The pandemic hit. But during the pandemic, what the analytics showed was, people wanted to exercise. They wanted to get fit again. Um,
Mhm.
I even gained some weight during the pandemic because we weren't out as much. The gym closed, so I couldn't go there and work out. So I thought, hey, what's looking? And the key word that kept coming up was fitness and fitness watch. So that kept
Right.
coming up. So that was like our flagship product that we thought of, would be a good one to start off with. It's a fitness tracker where you can count your steps, you can count your calories, you can put it on a workout mode. You can do all these things. It'll track your sleep, tell you whether you slept well last night or not. Blood pressure is a big thing. It'll check your oxygen level in your body. So we thought, hey, let's create something that's affordable, because what the analytics also showed was that, even though there are watches that do this, right? You have the Apple Watch, Samsung, the bigger brands. Not everyone wanted to pay $200-300 for a watch that does this. You have a lot of my customers. They have that watch as well, but they use that watch during their normal time. But when they go to the gym, they may put on the CD3 watch. Um, that way, it's something that they can have specifically to track that workout or what they're doing there. And obviously, some people just they want to be included in what's going on in their health as well. They may not be able to afford a $200 or $300 watch, that is produced by other companies. So, that's what really triggered. All right, let's create a fitness watch, and see how that does. And that's done really well for us since we launched in late August of last year. So, um, and then from there, we kind of went into the earphones. The earphones that I'm wearing now, I like earphones. I like to work out. I don't like wires. So,
Right.
that was another one in the analytics that I knew would be a good thing to create, because I actually happened to be in the gym one day and I just saw this guy with headphones on. They were just some regular wired headphones. They weren't Beats or anything. I said, hey, what kind of headphones are those? He wasn't even sure. But that kind of clicked for me that people don't care as much about the brand like they used to. Before, it was kind of taboo to have on a non-branded item that wasn't, Beats or, one of the bigger brands. Now, you know, people buy what they want, what they like, and they don't really care a lot of times what the brand is. So that we went with the earphones, here, because we knew that, hey, this is a big ticket. Even Amazon analytics show that the search pattern, the keywords, is again something that I wanted to be strategic, right? I didn't just want to make things, or build something that I thought was cool. I wanted to build things that I can make some money off of too, but still
Right.
something that I thought was cool, something that I can say, hey, we built this, not just, just something. So that's kind of how we went into starting the two products we have currently.
Yeah. And I'll just, plug it. The Fit Band is $35, very affordable without sacrificing any of the features of your competitors.
Right.
Um,
Thank
is
you.
it iPhone and Android compatible?
Yes, both. So you can use them on the app that we have is compatible with both iOS and Android. So, that's another thing that we wanted to make sure too, right? I don't have um, that many iPhone Apple products, but my son does, and he was pushing like, hey, we got to make sure it works for Apple because they have the largest, um, consumers. So
Mhm.
we use all those factors to make sure when we build something that it works with everything possible, as much as we can, right? There'll be some things, maybe like a Windows phone or something that actually it does work with the Windows phone as well, but still, there could be something someone could find that it doesn't work with. But if you have an Android or Apple phone, it works.
Okay. And then with the earphones, I see that it hasn't fallen out of your ear. So like with my Samsung earbuds, they're impossible to stay in my ear.
Yeah.
And so just talk about the features as to,
So
why
yeah,
it's sticking
that
in
was
there.
definitely another thing when we go to the gym or we run. The ones I had, probably the same ones that you have, they kept falling out. I actually lost one of them,
Hmm.
so that was like frustrating, right? So when we were making these, I noticed that a lot of people preferred like the hook. They wanted the hook on the back of the air. That way, it doesn't matter where you turn, what you do, you can still wear them. And I know a lot of people like to wear them working out. So they're sweat proof, they're waterproof 100%. So I take a shower in these. I can get in the pool with these. I can work out with these, and they won't they won't mess up because of water. They're 100% waterproof. So that's definitely something we wanted to add to the headphones, just to make sure they're durable. Right, they're not as expensive either, but we still wanted to make sure we had a lot of the features that our competitors have, but we wanted to make it at a price point that was affordable for anyone, right?
Right.
We want, and that's like our model. We want to have services and products that are affordable for everyone, not just,
Hmm.
the lucky, I don't want anyone breaking the bank or not paying a bill just to buy headphones or one of our products. I want you to be able to feel happy about it. I don't want you to have buyer's remorse afterwards. I love the support, but I also want to make sure people have, they feel good about it after they get it.
Right. And how long can you go without charging it?
So the good thing about these, so you can go 8 hours without charging these, but it comes with a case, right? This is actually a charging case. So each time you place it back in here, it recharges fully 100%. You can do that 3 times. So you can go a week, or depending on how often you use them. Like my kids use them in class, so they're in class from 7 in the morning until 12, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, something like that. They can do that maybe 2 or 3 times before they have to recharge the case. Once you charge the case up 100%, it continuously recharges the headphones every time you put it back in here. So it can. I haven't charged these for a week, but I'm in my office most of the time, so I don't use them as often. But if you were to use them daily each day, you can get 3 8-hour charges from this, and that's a good bit of time.
Okay. And with the Fit Band, does it automatically update?
It does. So the Fitband will update. It will track your information, well, your vitals, if you're wearing it. I did have someone say, "Hey, it didn't track anything while I slept." I said, "Well, you have to actually wear it." So he didn't actually have it on, but if you have it on, and it's a setting on here that'll just your heart rate slows down. It knows that you're asleep, and it'll track it. And once you go into the app, it'll tell you, hey, you slept really good for 4 hours, and you kind of toss and turn, and then for the next 3 hours you slept really well, or something like that. It'll show you, that information. So
Okay. So any plans for rolling out any other products in the near future?
yeah, actually, we are going to launch. My boys came up with a headphones line. So they wanted to create something. They started off, I guess, the PS5 and the Xbox are out. So they pretty much said, "Hey, Dad, we want one of those." So I said, "All right, I tell you what, if you guys build something and sell it, then you can get the PS5, you can get the Xbox." So they said, "All right, well, what can we build?" I said, "All right, well, you think about that. I don't know. We have these two products now. I'd love to have a third product. So if it's something that you guys can think of, then let me know." So they came back to me with headphones. So these
Okay.
are first time anyone seeing them. These are the prototype, but their headphones are being built now. So they have headphones, Bluetooth, that they decided to create. These work with their computer for school because they need noise canceling headphones. I don't have the mic, but it'll be a mic attached if you want to play them with the Xbox or the PlayStation. And it's wireless, so you can plug it in. It does come with, it's collapsible, so it's smaller, but it also has, and I don't know if these are charged up or not, but they really wanted to make sure it had LED lights on the side. So you can see the
Okay.
LED lights on the side, and they change color. Kids love LED lights now.
Yeah.
So this is their creation, their baby, that they're hoping to launch. And in a few weeks, we're still they started the mass production maybe a week or so ago and sending them out. So we should receive those here in a matter of a few weeks where we do an official launch. But yeah, that's going to be the new product that they're coming out. We are also launching services. So I don't know if we got a minute to talk about that, but
No, no, keep going, keep going.
so I'm excited about this as well. Obviously, I'm super excited about my boys being able to have something that they can call their own. They do TikToks. They plan on going on TikTok and selling them, showing people. And um, if you follow them, some people follow them already. My middle son, he always has these little TikToks that he's doing. So they're super excited about that. But we're also adding services. So we're a products and services company. We have the products now that we think are good products that are affordable. But we will also start to build websites. So I've partnered with a company to be able to build artificial intelligence websites, as well as help with local SEO, and as well as build apps. So if we're talking earlier about how minorities are sort of left behind when it comes to technology, this is something that I wanted to do because I realize we don't get a lot of the information early enough, right? A lot of businesses fail in the first year. It's either for lack of funding or lack of knowledge, right? So
Hmm.
I wanted to be able to have something, a service that I can offer to small businesses, to help them with their website. Every day I see someone asking to build a website. Well, I'll have artificial intelligence websites, which means that it'll be tailored to the experience of the user. So if you log in for the first time, you'll see a pop up asking, "Hey, thank you for coming to the site for the first time." If it's Christmas, you may see snow coming from the screen. If it's if you clicked on something and you left, it'll allow that user to have a different experience each time, and it has built-in SEO. So when someone if you're a clothing company or maybe you're a restaurant business and you have an actual brick and mortar site, I can build an app that'll alert people of your sales when they get in they call it geofencing, right? So if
Hmm.
someone drives near your bakery or your restaurant and they have your app and you have some sort of special or service going on at the time, they'll get an alert to their phone that says, "Hey, so and so baking shop or clothing store has a 20% off. How about pop in right now and take advantage of this coupon in your email?" So it's just little stuff like that will add to sort of draw people to more local businesses. Everyone shops online now. So you need a website. If you want to be a successful business in these day and age, you just have to have a website. That's just not, you can't question that at all. But an app puts you at a different place, right? People love apps now. Everyone has apps. We all have push notification. So you could send the specific information to your users, and then we'll also help with the SEO services so that you show up first. If someone's looking for the latest and greatest podcast radio show, then you pop up, right? Or if someone's
Right.
looking for whatever it is that you do specifically, that's how SEO helps quite a bit. I mean, we do a lot of word of mouth, and a lot of, our family, our tribe helps us be successful. But at some point, I realized I need to reach more people than the people I know, right? I'm going to have to get past a couple thousand followers that I have on Facebook, and I'm going to need to find a way to reach more people. So I just started researching what other companies, the bigger companies, do now to reach more people. And these are the things that they take advantage of, right? They have the great websites so where if you leave something in your cart, they email me, say, "Hey, Antoine, notice you left, this watch or these headphones in the cart. Just wanted to send you a reminder. Also, hey, here's a coupon just to entice you to buy it." That's something that would increase our buyership so much in our community. That's something we need, right? That's something anyone could use, not just our community, but that's what CD3 will be launching in the next couple of weeks as well. I'm building out those services now, almost done. Haven't really talked about it or told anyone about it. This is the first time. So I'm really excited about those services because now I'll have something to offer to small and mid-sized businesses to help them be successful. Even when the pandemic is over, these things are going to be things that you need regardless. A barbershop. My first client may be my barber. Shout out to the shop and Rock Hill, James Lightner, who gave me the shape up, but him and I started talking about it as well. He said, "Hey, I would love to use something other than Style Seat, right?" Style
Mm-hmm.
Seat is great. A lot of barbers, nail techs, they use Style Seat. But the problem I realized with Style Seat is it offers other owners, right? So I may go in
Yeah,
there for my
competitors.
barber, but I could find other barbers. That's not something you want. You don't want your competitors to be front and center when someone's looking for you. So he said, hey, it would be great if I had an app, right? My own app where you can book your appointment. I can take the payment either in cash when you get there or in the site. Well, that was part of the research, just talking to people to figure out what they would like, and that's why I added the app services to help build that clientele, help build that customer loyalty to everyone's business. So I'm excited. Yeah, I'm excited about the products and the services that we're coming up. We're trying to make this a household name, as my wife would tell me.
Yeah, well, Stop, Look, and Listen in the GOB Radio Network is definitely interested and will be in contact. So, quickly before we close out, are the products available exclusively on CD3Innovations.com
Uh,
or Amazon or other retail outlets as well?
they're also available on ZuriShopping.com. So I hadn't talked about Zuri Shopping too much, but it's a wonderful family-owned business as well. They are I hate to say they're like Amazon, but they are the same type of business. They're helpful because they do order fulfillment for you. So you see all these boxes and things that I have here with Zuri Shopping. If you order from their site, which we have the watch and the earphones on there as well, they do the fulfillment for me.
Hmm.
So we've gotten so busy it's hard to package all of these things and send them out. I kind of have it down pat now, but Zuri allows me to ship those things to their site, to their warehouse, and someone places an order, they actually do all the shipping and packing for me. So ZuriShopping.com is actually a pretty wonderful site that allows us to just kind of relax on that portion of it. So that's another place you can definitely find our products if you like.
All right, Antoine. Well, feel free to plug your socials, plug the website, everything
Oh,
you have going
absolutely.
on, and then
Yeah.
leave us with some parting shots, some words of inspiration, to the young men and women, roaming the streets of Beaufort, South Carolina, looking for a direction.
Right. Yeah. Thanks. So follow us on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter, and on TikTok at CD3 Innovations. So if you just type in CD3 Innovations, we'll show up in all of those. The website is www.cd3innovations with an s.com. And I would say, man, just keep pushing, right? If you have an idea or desire to do something, just do it. I got in my own way a lot of times creating something or deciding on a business. This isn't the first business that I've decided to launch, but I kept after it. I kept understanding because I know that what I've noticed, the most successful people are the people that are determined, they're ambitious, and they continue to fight for their dreams, regardless of what it is. It can be an outlandish dream. I mean, it could be skyrocketed, right? We hear about all of these successful people that are now basketball Hall of Famers that were, bench red shirt players when they were in high school, and now they're in the Hall of Fame. So we know that it's possible. Um, so I would say whatever that idea is, research it, um, try to figure it out, and just do it. Don't get in your way so often until it discourages you. It can be discouraging, but just know that it's possible. Anything is possible. In a million years, you wouldn't have told. If when we were in high school, if you told me that I was going to create CD3 Innovations, build watches and headphones, and offer SEO and website services, I would have thought you were crazy. But through my village, my wife pushing me to do it when I really didn't think it was time, and the right people around you. That's a big one that I would definitely, if I had to drop any nuggets, I would say make sure the people around you are the people that want to see you successful. Because the encouragement and the backing that I've gotten from my tribe, from my wife to even my kids, my sister, brother, friends, they've all pushed me to the point where they hold me accountable. So if I don't do it, they're going to ask, hey, you said you were coming out with those headphones. What's happening? They don't allow me to be slack. They don't allow me to forget. And my kids don't either. They tell me every day, hey, where are the headphones? I'm like, all right, we just put in shipment. They're building them. I have to literally show them videos in my phone. I asked the manufacturer to send me videos of them building the product so my kids will know it's real, right? They understand that. So they keep me accountable. So if anything, I would say get an accountability partner and make sure you surround yourself with people and things that will help you be successful in whatever it is you're trying to do.
All right. Well spoken, Antwain. My brother, I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
You know,
Thank you. Proud of
uh,
you too, man.
yeah. So, yeah, we had, our dollar in a dream, and we're, watching it come to fruition. And,
Yeah,
it's just hopefully continued blessings for you and your family. Give Butch my love,
absolutely.
Jarrell, Gerald, Jamil, the whole Daniels clan.
Yeah, yeah,
Eight
man.
843 representing.
Yes, sir.
Um,
All day.
so yeah, make sure once again you check out CD3Innovations.com. Get your hands on the fit bands, the earbuds, the headphones coming soon.
Yes,
And
sir.
for Stop Look and Listen, I'm your host, LaTroy Gardner. See you next week. Peace and blessings.
Thank you for checking us out on YouTube, and be sure to subscribe for more great content. And don't forget to check out our website at GOB Radio Network.com.